How's it going, everybody? It is Yveltal. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day, and welcome back to another Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle versus Omar over here in the UBERS tier. So, I'm just gonna lead off with my Arceus Ground as he leads off with Primal Groudon. He probably expected me to want to lead off with my Smeargle, as Smeargle is usually a dedicated lead, as maybe he wants to just get up his rocks or just hit me with some moves and knock out my Smeargle. Since I can't really paralyze him, because usually Smeargles want to have some kind of move that can paralyze other mons like Nuzzle, or Glare I've seen as well. But I could Glare the Primal Groudon, I guess, since it affects ground types. But I just go for a Swords Dance as he gets rocks up, and he has no good switch into the Arceus Ground, so I just knock out his Primal Groudon with a +2 Earthquake and blow that thing back into another dimension. So he has to pick something to try and weaken me and then try and revenge me with one of his Scarfers, maybe. As he brings in Yveltal. Turns out he's not Choice Scarf Yveltal, so I missed that Stone Edge right there, which is unfortunate, as he hits me with a nice Oblivion Wings, but no Life Orb and no Choice Specs, because that would have done a little bit more. And then he goes for Sucker Punch, so I thought he'd maybe be like Charty Berry, but turns out he's not, since, you know, the berry didn't activate, and I knock him out that nice +2 Stone Edge. So down goes Yveltal, as in comes the Genesect with a plus special attack with the download, and he is shiny, so he probably has extreme speed on that Genesect, and unfortunately he is going to be Choice Scarf and knock me out the Flash Cannon. So it didn't really matter if he got that plus special attack either way. I think he would have knocked me out, as unless he was probably running no special attack EVs, but he probably was, unless he was running negative special attack nature as well. Like maybe he was running Jolly, but I doubt it. As now I can bring in my Primal Groudon since I know he's Choice Scarf, and I just stayed in Arceus Ground because I already did enough, and you know, just an off chance he wasn't Choice Scarf Genesect, I can just kind of sweep his team. So Primal Groudon is in, and it is now, and I get to pretty much freely, I think, get up my rocks over here is what I do. Or just throw off a Blades. Yeah, I just throw off a Blades because he's probably not going to stay in and Flash Cannon me, as I can get some nice damage up on the Kyogre. And unfortunately I missed the Blades right there, as he gets to knock my Primal Groudon out with an Origin Pulse. And that's unfortunate because I don't have a too good switch into Kyogre, but I can go into my Gengar, which is faster, and I can Mega Evolve and then get my Shadow Tag, which only activates if, you know, he can switch out right now if he wanted to, but now he can't. But I'll knock him out either way, so he should get knocked out by the Shadow Ball over here. And yeah, pretty good for me. He doesn't have a too good switch into Mega Gengar. He can go into his Genesect, but I'm going to Destiny Bond it, and then he'll be locked into a move with Choice Scarf, and he can't switch out. Unless he locks himself in a U-turn, then that's a possibility, but he just locks himself in Flash Cannon, because I don't think he would want to lock himself in the U-turn, because that won't really do too much to Mega Gengar. So he's faster than me, and he is going to go down with me once I, you know, Destiny Bond up. So that was the plan pretty much. Knock out Primal Kyogre with the Mega Gengar, and then bring something down with my Destiny Bond. So now I get to bring in my Xerneas over here, as his last two Pokemon are Diancie and the H-Slash, I do believe. And I can just go for a Geomancy, as Diancie can't really stop that, unless Diancie somehow learns Snatch, but nobody runs that, and even if it did, yeah, nobody runs that. But I don't think it learns Snatch, because that's a dark type move, and Diancie is a pure heart Pokemon. It's a fairy type. You know, I think some fairy types learn Snatch, probably. But yeah, just go for Geomancy as he goes for Moonblast, and you know, got that Power Herb, nice broken Xerneas, that typical Xerneas. You already know what we do over here, and you're gonna see a lot of that in VGC 2019 as well. So good look out for that in Xerneas. So knock out Diancie right there, as you know, H-Slash should be able to live a hit from my Xerneas, because you know, it's a H-Slash, that's my boy. They usually specially defenses as well, so he just throws off a King Shield, maybe expecting me to, alright, maybe just scouting, see if I have HP Fire, maybe Thunder. Maybe he has like Swords Dance and wants to do something like that, maybe hope that I miss Thunder or something. But he actually does do that, as he goes for the Swords Dance right there, as I just throw off a Moonblast, as now he actually has Shadow Sneak, and he gets to knock out my Xerneas with the +2 Shadow Sneak, so pretty cool right there. Maybe he was just scouting if I had like a super effective move, because maybe he's offensive H-Slash and he would have went down to an HP Fire, or maybe even a Thunder, but I don't know. H-Slash is really bulky. So anyways, it doesn't matter, because Yveltal's faster. He can't get a Sacred Sword off. All he can really do is just Shadow Sneak me at +2, and Yveltal will never go down to that, since, you know, I'm a legendary and I resist it. And I can just knock him out with a Dark Pulse. Also, this Yveltal is pretty cool. It's Metronome, which is a pretty cool tech. You just keep clicking Dark Pulse and it gets stronger and stronger. And also Oblivion Wing as well. And you got knockoff on there. So down goes the H-Slash, and that's going to be a GG to Omar. So, yeah, I didn't really get to use Smeargle that game, but we got some more games with Smeargle, since Arceus Ground kind of just went in on his team. Like, I looked at his team and I was like, yeah, SD Arceus Ground just obliterates something. Really good lead versus him. So now, next game we got versus Mirai. I think that's how you say it. Really scary team with the Duskmane, Arceus, and Xerneas. Got the two primals right there, Kyogre and Groudon, and then a Darkrai. So I think I just lead off with Smeargle, and I just want to try and get a Nuzzle off, as I think she leads off with Darkrai, and this Darkrai is packing a cool Z move on this Darkrai, on this Pokemon right here, and it's gonna go for it on my Smeargle right here, as it throws off a Z Hypnosis, which is pretty cool because it raises its speed. I don't see that too much on Darkrai. Usually I would see like maybe Electrium Z or Darkium Z. You don't even see Darkrai in general, but yeah, it's cool tech as he puts my Smeargle to sleep, so that's kind of bad for me. But I do have Nuzzle, and I'm gonna try and go for that on the Darkrai. But he breaks my Focus Sash with those bad dreams, so that's pretty cool tech right there. Since Darkrai's ability just helps it break any Focus Sashes if you can get the sleep off. But unfortunately, I wake up as he goes for a nasty Plat, and I paralyze him. So Darkrai is still faster than Smeargle even when it's paralyzed, but unfortunately he gets that 25% chance to get paralyzed as I get my Sticky Webs up. And then I go for a Whirlwind over here, as unfortunately he gets paralyzed again. So, oh well, that's the game we play. What can you do? That's Pokemon. Sorry about that, but now in comes Duskmane, and I get a nice paralyze on this as well. Unless he was going to be Ultra Necrozma, then he would probably be able to outspeed me and then knock me out, but seems like he's not going to be that. He's just goes for a Sun Steel Strike, which you don't see too much on Ultra Necrozma either way, and down goes Smeargle. So Smeargle did a lot right there. Nuzzled the Darkrai, and I got pretty lucky with those paralyzes right there. Nice yellow magic, and then I paralyzed the Duskmane. So now I get to bring in my Groudon, as I do believe I just go for Stealth Rocks over here, since it's pretty free, and then I can get my webs and my rocks up, and it's pretty much good to go. I can just fire off Eruptions or Blades, as he switches out into the Xerneas. So Xerneas might be Choice Scarf, and I might want to go for a Defog over here is what I'm thinking, as he just brings it in. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be not bulky, I would say, so I might be able to knock it out with an Eruption, and I do go for that, and I'm praying that I can knock it out so that it doesn't get a Defog off, and luckily he does not, because maybe he's like Specs or Scarf Xerneas with Defog. That's what I'm guessing. So that is beautiful for me, as if I was running a really slow Groudon, then Xerneas probably would have outsped me if it was Choice Scarf, but usually Xerneas don't run Timid with Scarf, they run like Modest, I would say. But he could run Max Speed Timid if they wanted to, like I've ran that before. So anyways, in comes the Kyogre over here. I do believe I don't knock it out with Blades, so that's why I'm going to switch out into my Gengar over here, pretty much as a sack, as he just throws off the Liquidation and knocks out my Gengar. Since looking at the team, I was like, yeah, Gengar, looks the most expendable, as that's the correct way to say it, the most expendable, as what I want to sack. And then I can go back in my Groudon, get the Desolate land up, and pretty much pick up a kill, because he can't knock me out with anything, and I can go for some free Blades, and he just brings in the Darkrai over here, as it's paralyzed, and it should go down easily to some Blades, since Darkrai is pretty frail defensively. So now he can bring in the Kyogre again, but I was thinking maybe I can knock it out after 2 rounds of Stealth Rock damage. I was like, maybe it's a roll, but I'm still gonna go for it. Hopefully it's not like max defense, but usually with Liquidation, they're like max attack, maybe max speed, and Earthquake, they have Ice Beam, Thunder, maybe sometimes. So he just throws off Liquidation, as unfortunately he lives that Blades right there on a slither of HP. And I mean, that's to be expected since I am running a more special attacking Primal Groudon. So now I bring in my Yveltal over here, able to outspeed the Kyogre, and go for a Dark Pulse and knock out the Kyogre. So very nice. I'm locked into, well, no, I'm not locked into, but I want to just keep going for Dark Pulse because Metronome boost, as he actually brings in Arceus Flying, and he goes for a Calm Mind. So I'm like, uh-oh, this might be scary. I probably should just go for a Taunt, but I didn't go for a Taunt. Arceus Flying is kind of a threat, even though I do have Stone Edge on my Arceus Ground. Still, it is a massive threat if it starts Calm Minding up. I thought I would do some big boy damage with some Dark Pulses with Metronome boosting every single turn, but it turns out I'm not, so I was like, alright, yeah, I probably need to Taunt him over here, because it's a speed tie with my Arceus and his Arceus, even though I still try to go for some Dark Pulses and just weaken him even more, as he just goes for another recover, which is smart because he needs to be out of range of a Stone Edge, which is, I think, 40 something, 43, 41% to 50. If he's running a little bit, or usually Arceus Flying, I would say they run like half HP and a little bit of special attack, but he could be running no HP. I'm not really too sure what his set is, but he's definitely running max speed. Like, that's forgiven, because Arceus Flying should be running max speed. Unless he's not. Actually, he could not be, because you never really know. He could be running more defensive Arceus Flying, and just enough speed to outspeed, like maybe Mega Lucario or something. Because I actually go to my Arceus Ground and outspeed him. So, and I get a crit there, which I don't know matters, and I don't know if I want a speed tie, but hey, sorry if I did, because that crit may have mattered if he was running like a little bit of HP and maybe no special attack and max speed, because then I want a speed tie and hit that Stone Edge. But yeah, that's just the game we play, like I said. But you know, who knows what his set is, to be honest. It could be anything. So anyways, last Pokemon is Primal Groudon, and I go for the Groudon Z and I blow that thing back into another dimension, because yeah, Groudon Z, Arceus Ground. And a little trick you guys don't know, maybe you do, I mean if you play a lot of competitive, is that you can put a Z move on Arceus and it turns into that type. If you probably already knew this, but maybe for the newcomers, they probably don't know this. So, last Pokemon is Duskmane, and that thing is not going to do much unless it's like, I don't know, SD Rock Polish and somehow lives my Earthquakes, but there's no way it is, even with Prism Armor, as I can just 2-hit KO it with an Earthquake over here. As he throws off Toxic, which is probably just, you know, Spadef, Necrozma, Duskmane, Sunsteel Strike, Toxic, Morning Sun, maybe Rocks on there. Could be really anything that he really just wants to go for. Could be Earthquake as well. I've seen Photon Geyser, maybe even Stone Edge for hobos if you want to catch those guys. I've seen. But yeah, down goes that, and Arceus Ground just puts in some more work. Stone Edge, the Arceus Flying, Groudon Z, the Primal Groudon, and Earthquake Duskmane. So, GG to Mirai. So last game we have is versus Jason over here, and Jason got an interesting team. We got Mimikyu and Marshadow with Shuckle. So we both got some sticky webs on our teams, as he has another, you know, Primal Kyogre. I think we played, each team had a Primal Kyogre, so that's pretty cool. And then Zeraora, which is cool as well. You don't see that too much in UBERS. And then Yveltal. Zeraora could be good in UBERS, honestly, because Electric Fighting, you don't got to sleep on that, and then it can run HP Ice. Yeah, it's not that bad, honestly. I mean, it's a really fast and hard-hitting mon. It just it lacks some types. Like, it needs like maybe U-turn and Ice Punch, like some moves at least. Like, it really just needs U-turn. That would make it really, really good. But unfortunately, it didn't. So, anyways, he leads off with Shuckle as I lead off with Smeargle as I just get my webs up. He probably expected me to go for a Spore right there, but I don't have Spore. As he brings in Mimikyu and just goes for a Swords Dance. So I was like, nice. I get a nice Nuzzle off on that, paralyze it, and it turns out. But first, I break his disguise, which is very important. Turns out he used red cards, so I was like, okay, interesting. So what do I bring out over here? I bring in my Groudon, so I was like, okay, cool. I should be able to live anything that the Mimikyu goes for, even at +2, since he's not Life Orb and he's not Z move. So I was like, yeah, this thing is not really a threat. Shadow Claw's not going to do anything. I resist Play Rough. I could probably get my Rocks up over here if I really wanted to. Turns out to be paralyzed, so he probably went for a Shadow Sneak right there. But I just went for an Eruption, just an off chance maybe he wants to go into Shuckle. I could probably 2-hit KO that with an Eruption right there. So down goes Mimikyu. Plus I don't want to take unnecessary damage as well on my Groudon, because maybe I want to keep that Eruption doing max damage. So in comes the Kyogre over here. Kyogre, like I said, I don't really knock it out at full. I need like a little bit of chip, and since I don't have my Rock set, that's kind of bad for me as well. So I'm going to switch on my Groudon into Smeargle over here, since Smeargle's kind of like a sack. I already got my webs up as he throws off a Thunder, so that's pretty cool. Predicting me to switch out, probably thinking I would go into my Arceus Water as a mid-ground play, but I don't have Arceus Water, I have Arceus Ground. He doesn't know that though, as I actually am faster since I do have the webs up, and I can Nuzzle him, and he gets paralyzed. So man, Smeargle paralyzing everything, and they just stay paralyzed. What the heck, man. Getting pretty lucky with those paralyzes. So paralyzed, showing why it's so dang good and why they nerfed it in Gen 7 from 100% accuracy to 90% accuracy with Thunder Wave. But yeah, I go to Groudon over here as he just throws off a nice Ice Beam, covers me switching out into Groudon as he doesn't want to go for like a water move, and then I just go for Blades because I want to weaken him, as unfortunately he gets paralyzed right there. So now he brings in Yveltal. I was thinking about probably going for Rock Tomb. I probably should have, as it probably would have knocked out the Kyogre from that range, but I didn't, as he makes a nice play going into the Yveltal. So now I go to Rock Tomb, and I actually outspeed him, which is nice. So not Choice Scarf Yveltal, and he just goes for the Dark Pulse, which is able to knock me out from that range. And he turns out to be Life Orb as well, so that's good to know. I go into my Xerneas over here. I could pretty much freely just go for Geomancy, and looking at his team, he kind of struggles with that. Like, literally, I just click Moonblast, and I kind of just win. There's not much else he can do. He stays in, though, I guess hoping that maybe he can do some big boy damage with Oblivion Wing, I would guess. But I am faster, as he just goes for a U-turn, so I guess he didn't want to try and, you know, go for Oblivion Wing and try and maybe get a crit, because that would be really good for him to crit me through that. As he brings in Zero Aura, and that thing gets caught in the sticky webs, and I can just outspeed it. So maybe if he had Focus Sash, that could be really bad. Honestly, if he had Focus Sash Marshadow, since I didn't get my rocks up, he can just steal it. And even though that probably won't knock me out, since you know, he doesn't have any attack boost when he steals my boost, but it would be nice to steal them, because then I can't really sweep his entire team with it. But he brings in Shuckle, gets that nice Toxic off, which is really nice. I wish he had like Fake Out Zero Aura, because I ran into that, you know, in the last Wi-Fi battle I uploaded in OU, but they used it in Psychic Train. So if he had that, maybe he could like Fake Out as he got a Toxic off and like whittle me down. That would be a nice play by him. But unfortunately, that is not the case. So he just sacks his Kyogre. He keeps Shuckle though, which is interesting. I didn't expect him to keep Shuckle. But okay. Down goes the Kyogre, and pretty much Toxic is gonna rack up, as he doesn't have too good switching. Like, he's not bringing Marshadow, so I'm thinking it's not gonna be Focus Sash. Like, I was kind of scared of Focus Sash Marshadow. You could see that a lot. Usually it would be paired up with a really good Defogger or any kind of hazard remover, because you do want to preserve that Focus Sash as much as possible. As yeah, he just loses his Shuckle right there, brings in Marshadow. I'm praying that it's not gonna be Focus Sash, so he just goes for the Shadow Sneak right there, and I think that puts me in range so that Toxic can knock me out, as Moonblast is easily one-shot to Marshadow, as Toxic does not knock me out. I live on 7 HP, and the last mon is Yveltal. Hopefully he would have that Sucker Punch on that Life Orb Yveltal, but maybe he doesn't. He has U-turn, maybe Dark Pulse, Oblivion Wing, what else? Maybe Roost? I don't know, but he doesn't go for the Sucker Punch, so down it goes. And then Xerneas just wins again. Broken Xerneas, as usual. So yeah, cool hyper offensive team that I used, I think made by Jace Dugan. And yeah, check it out. Smeargle doing its work. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and do your thing. And common question of the day is, what do you use on your Smeargle? What's your favorite set to use on Smeargle? Leave it down in the comments, because Smeargle can use like almost every move in the game, except for like Dark Void and maybe some other moves that I'm forgetting. But yeah, see you guys next video. Peace.